going on, guys? It's Bengt. Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to talk about how you cannot hate your life. Now, there's so many things that I want to talk about in this video, and I hope that you guys can stick around and just hear me out, because I'm sure a lot of you can probably resonate with this. But the past couple weeks, like to a month, has been hard for me, and I don't even know why. Like, my business has been going good. This channel's been doing really good. Like, things in my life have been, honestly, like, progressing at not the rate that I want them to, but they're going up, you know what I mean? And things are looking good. Like, any other person that could, like, third eye perspective look into my life would be like, yeah, dude, you're doing just fine. But I feel like a fucking complete failure, and I feel like, you know, I feel like shit, to be honest with you. I feel like I've fucked up. I feel like my whole life is, like, meaningless and it's dumb, and it's absolutely, like, I've just, like, on a personal level, on a professional level, like, I've screwed up so many opportunities. I've failed at so many different things. And throughout the course of my life, like, I've pursued so many different things and, like, stopped or quit or failed, or just, like, they never came to fruition. And all these things, I go back and it's like these timelines of my life that I wish I could just see how they had played out if I had stuck with something or stuck with somebody or other shit. And it's just like, bro, you can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't do it. So the first like tip, I guess, for how to not hate your life is understand that the past is the past, and there are plenty of alternate timelines that you will never get to see play out. You'll never know what happened if you didn't drop out of school. You'll never know what happened if you went to school. You'll never know what happened if you had stayed with your high school sweetheart. You'll never know what happened if you had kept pushing with that business for a little while longer. You'll never know what happened if you had not gotten contact with that person and pursued this opportunity. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? None of those things will change. You just have to have a little bit of faith in yourself that the timeline, that the journey that you're on right now is the one that ends up in you being the most successful in whatever degree of life you want to be, and whatever that means for you. I don't mean financially, I don't mean anything like that, just whatever you feel like you actually came here to learn about. Which leads me to the kind of the next point, which is, you know, I feel like our purpose in life here is to just learn, to grow and evolve and understand more about what it means to be like a soul and a human and all this other stuff, right? Which sounds a little deep and complex, but actually it's like not that hard at all. It's really fucking simple. And this is a conversation that I was having with myself this morning, trying to sort through these negative thoughts, because I feel like there's this dark cloud that's kind of been cast over my life recently. And I'm just really like, when I get into phases like that, where things just feel off, I feel like I'm on the wrong track, or I have like more anxiety or more like just like tension in my life than I normally do, I recognize that and I'm like, okay, and start to go through the process of self-reflection. I'm like, when did I feel like this started happening? What decisions do I feel like I've made that have either increased or decreased this feeling, so that I can kind of pinpoint where in my life that feeling's coming from. And the biggest thing that I kind of unlocked within my brain today is that I put way too much pressure on myself. I am not very nice to myself. It sounds totally stupid, but, you know, as much as I love myself and I love my brain and the thoughts that I have and the things that I'm able to do creatively and like my body and all that stuff, like, at the end of the day, I sometimes am my worst enemy. And I can be a complete piece of shit to myself. I can bully the shit out of myself. I'm way too hard on myself. And honestly, like, I don't give myself any grace with anything. So I was kind of working through that and kind of identifying the things from like my childhood and growing up, and certain belief systems that I had about myself and about life from when I was little that would, like, you know, kind of bleed into me having that mindset today, where I'm like very hard and critical on myself, and, you know, everything's a big deal and everything is super serious, and, you know, I don't really give myself any leeway for, you know, failure or mistakes, and I really do have high expectations for myself. And by having those and trying to basically, you know, work like there's a gun to my head to achieve those things, I end up stressing myself out beyond what's reasonable, and once that happens, I tend to slow down in production and productivity anyway. So it's really a lose-lose. So the biggest thing that I've come to realize, and it was kind of this morning, this like train of thoughts that was happening in my head of like, okay, all the stuff that I just mentioned about being super critical to myself and all of that, and I realized, I'm like, dude, I have not given myself permission ever to just like enjoy life and have fun. And it sounds really toxic, and it is, because it's like my entire life has been focused on just like goals and do this and be this and become something and do this. And it's like, you know, when you live with that kind of like pressure on yourself, you start to look at yourself and other people and everything differently. And it's just like, I feel like by doing that, I've kind of built this like moat around myself and within my life, and I haven't let a lot of good opportunities that could have helped me come to me because I was just so isolated and focused. And I live in this like tiny little sphere, this like little bubble within my head, that like my universe, like what is going on in my life and what I perceive to be going on around me and what's important around me is totally different. And it's like very extreme compared to like what other people's lives feel and look like. And I can acknowledge that. So the biggest thing that I've come to conclusion that I'm going to start doing is playing life for fun. Now, when it comes to business, when it comes to my creative ventures, when it comes to like videos and stuff like this, when it comes to like my physical fitness, it's like, what if instead of trying to convince yourself to do things and be super rigid and have this discipline and this routine and this pattern, and you know, you have to be successful and make this much money and do this, and this, it's like, what if we decided to just play the game for fun anyway? Because that's all it is. Life is a game, you know, and there's a bunch of mini games inside of it. So within those, you've got like business, personal health and finance, relationships, you know, spiritualism, and, you know, kind of esoteric or like, you know, knowledge of the higher power and other bigger conceptual things and ideas. So it's like all of those are just like mini games that I'm choosing to play in my life. But instead of playing them to try to win and like feeling like I have to win them, which is totally stupid, because you can't win at business, you can't win at spirituality, you can't win at any of these things, you know what I mean? It's totally dumb that I like thought that way. But for me, I want to play for fun. If I play the game for fun, you can't lose, and also it takes all of the stress out of it. If your business has a bad month, it's okay, like we're playing for fun, you know what I mean? What can we do to change and adapt to make it better? You have a shitty month with your relationship, it's like, okay, you know, maybe there's things that I need to do to improve, maybe there's things that other people need to do to improve, and that's cool, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna take it super serious, because as soon as I get my ego and my emotions involved, things become way too tense to even work on it, so let me just play for fun, right? And I think this mindset is gonna help me a lot, because even just like the acknowledging of that idea and kind of applying it and being like, okay, what if I just look at these things as like games that I can play for fun? It takes all of the stress and the pressure and the anxiety off of it, and that like weight that just got fucking pulled out of like my heart and off my chest felt fucking amazing. And that's why I decided to make this video and share it with you guys, because I think it's important. Now, the last piece that I want to talk about that's going to help you not hate your fucking life as much is if you take radical self-responsibility for everything that's happening, good or bad. Someone broke up with you, it sucks, but it's your fault. What did you do wrong? You know what I mean? If you, and there's two reasons that you want to be able to do this. For one, it humbles yourself and helps you eliminate your ego, right? Your ego is the fucking worst thing ever. It's the death of you. Like, your ego plays into so many decisions that you make subconsciously, you don't even realize it. And if your ego's not tame enough to accept certain alternatives or whatever, and basically not always think that you're fucking right, you're gonna suffer in the long run. So the first piece is being open to new ideas and being open to opportunities. The second one is when you take radical responsibility for your own actions and for your own results in life, it doesn't give anybody else the power to control or sway you on an emotional, mental level. And that's super important for being able to make decisions, for being able to think clearly, for being able to know the direction that you're going on in life and feel like you're actually in control of it. If you don't put your ego to the side and take responsibility, as in for everything, if it went good, okay, great, that's awesome. Don't bank on it going good again. If something went wrong, okay, maybe it was my fault. What did I do? How did I contribute to that? Even if there's other people, other factors, other stuff involved, being accountable for yourself and always pointing the finger at you first is going to completely change the way that you can go about dealing with certain problems, issues, and also, like I said, feeling like you have control over your destiny, because it doesn't give other people the power over you, your thoughts, your energy, and your emotions. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you made it to the end of the video, you're a real one. Like, comment, subscribe for me. If you guys resonated with this, I appreciate that. Drop a comment, let me know. We got plenty more videos coming soon, and I can't wait to keep continuing this journey with you guys. I love you. Been getting a lot of support on the channel recently, and I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, until next time, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Stay strong, stay blessed, stay dangerous. I'm out. Peace.